This video will show you how to replace the rear tail lamp assembly on a GMC Sierra 2500. This will be mounted to the rear of your vehicle. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. Now to remove the tail lamp assembly with the wiring harness, we need to make our way safely under the center rear of the vehicle. Let's safely raise and support so we can get under there. Now from under the vehicle, we're along the driver's side of the spare tire. Up along this portion of the frame, we can see an electrical connector. You can see that the wiring harness makes its way over towards the passenger side. Since we're doing the passenger side tail lamp assembly, we're going to disconnect this electrical connector. If you were doing the one on the driver's side, it would be the electrical connector just above this one. Either connector, you're going to squeeze in on the locking tab and pull it out of place. Once you have it disconnected, just a quick inspection for corrosion. Obviously this side is the most important. Now we're going to follow the wiring harness towards the passenger side. You're going to find that there are a couple mounting points that we'll have to dislodge it from. As I make my way across, our wiring harness is held in place with several wire ties coming across here. You may find that you have different mounting hardware. Since I am removing wire ties, we're just going to cut these and dispose of them. I have another one all the way over here. All right, so now we're making our way over towards the passenger side corner here. I'm just going to go up and over the frame with this. Now at this point, this cable goes straight up behind the rear tail lamp assembly, so that's where we're heading next. Now once you have the tailgate down, we're looking along the inboard side where we can see our tail lamp and the body of the vehicle. You're going to find that you have two pieces of mounting hardware. In most cases, you're going to find that they're Phillips head screws. I've seen other bolts before, possibly even an 8mm headed bolt. Either way, just go ahead and remove the pair so we can slide this lamp assembly out of position. There's one. Of course, a thorough inspection of the hardware as we continue on will replace as necessary. Let's get the next one out of here. There's that one. That looks good as well. Now from outside of the body of the vehicle, we should be able to take hold of the tail lamp assembly. Once you give it a wiggle, carefully pulling away, we're going to draw this straight back. It has two alignment pins that go straight into the fender of the vehicle. There we are. Now we can see those pins. Let's go ahead and start pulling this up and out of here. There it is, friend. Now that we have the tail lamp out of position, let's have a quick look along the side area here. You're going to find that you have two plastic grommets. These are the installation points for those locating tabs attached to the tail lamp assembly. I'm applying a light amount of grease here, and now we can prepare to install the brand new tail lamp assembly. As we bring this over, of course, we do have our two alignment tabs. We also have our wiring harness. The wiring harness itself is going to make its way straight down through this port, all the way down towards the ground. Once we have the tail lamp completely installed along the body of the vehicle, we're making our way back underneath the center. Now that I have the wiring harness down in position, we're continuing on with those two locating tabs, lining them up and sliding them straight forward into these grommets. Just a light tap on that. We'll double check to make sure it looks like we're seated. Now at this point, we're making our way towards where the tailgate would be so we can install our two mounting bolts. Now at this point, we're starting in both of our mounting bolts and we'll snug them up. Double check to make sure that's secured in place. Let's make our way safely under the rear of the vehicle so we can continue on with that electrical wiring harness. Now I'm underneath the vehicle. We're bringing the connector up and over the frame, and we're going all the way across over towards the other side of the vehicle where this is going to connect into. Just going to bring this up and over that wire. Lining this up. You want to make sure you press it in and listen for a click. You definitely don't want this coming loose while you're driving down the road. There's our audible click, a tug, it is secured. Speaking of secured, we also need to secure the rest of this wiring harness making its way across. We'll just use some wire ties as necessary. As far as this wiring harness is concerned, you can use your wire ties anywhere you deem fit. We just want to make sure it's not hanging down in an area where it can potentially get damaged. Continue on with as many wire ties as you deem necessary. Then we'll continue on back out from under the vehicle. Okay, friend, we finished our installation. The next thing you want to do is make sure you test the functionality. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.